Hi, everyone, and welcome to Quick Speak the English podcast.
Hello. Glad to be talking about this today.
Yeah, today we're getting into something that's, well, it's everywhere online now and really changing things. Deepfakes and bots.
That's right. They're types of artificial intelligence, AI, and they're making a big impact on how we see information, what we trust.
So our goal today is pretty straightforward. We want to help you understand what deepfakes and bots actually are.
Yeah, where do they come from? How are people using them the good ways and, well, the not so good ways?
And why this all matters for us, right now. We'll
Yeah.
try to keep it clear and use language that's easy to follow.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's start there. What are deepfakes and what are bots? We share the words a lot.
Right, they're often mentioned together, but they are different things. Deep fakes first. Think of them as fake videos or pictures or even sounds made by computers by AI.
Fake media.
Exactly. They look or sound incredibly real, but they show things that, well, they never actually happened. The term you might hear is synthetic media.
Synthetic media. Okay,
Yeah.
so that just means it's made by AI, not real.
Pretty much. It's artificially generated or changed using AI. The key thing is how realistic they're becoming.
And bots. They're different, you said.
Totally different. Bots are basically computer programs. They run automatically online.
Doing what kind of things?
All sorts, really. Some do simple tasks, but others are quite complex. They can, pretend to be real people on social media, spread messages really quickly, stuff like that.
Okay, so deep fakes make the fake content. Bots can help spread it around.
You got it. That's often how they work together.
Yeah.
Now, the tech behind deepfakes, it's clutter. It often involves AI models sort of competing. One tries to make really good fakes.
And the other tries to spot them.
Exactly. And because they compete, they both get better and better over time. The fakes get more realistic.
Wow. Okay, so where did all this start? It seems like deepfakes suddenly became a big deal just a few years back.
Well, the ideas, the basic tech, it goes back further. Experiments with computer graphics, animation.
Right.
But the moment it really hit the public awareness and became easier for people to use was around 2017.
Ah, okay. Was that when those face swapping apps started appearing?
That was a big part of it, yeah. That's when many people first saw it. Initially, it was mostly used for fun, entertainment.
Like putting someone's face in a movie clip or something.
Exactly, or filters on social media. There were also some cool early uses, like making historical figures look real for museum exhibits.
So it wasn't all bad at the start.
Not at all. It started mostly harmlessly. But the technology was improving really fast.
And people figured out other ways to use it.
Yeah, pretty quickly, people realized it could be used for less positive things, malicious purposes. And that's when the worries really started.
And one of the biggest worries is spreading false information, right? Fake news.
Absolutely. Deepfakes are a really powerful tool for creating what people call disinformation.
How so? More powerful than just fake text.
Well, think about it. Reading something fake is one thing, but seeing a video, maybe of a politician or a famous person,
Saying something they never actually said.
precisely. It's much harder to dismiss, isn't it? It feels real. Imagine a fake video of a leader telling soldiers to surrender, or fake comments designed to crash the stock market. It can trick a lot of people.
Because we tend to believe what we see and hear.
That's the core of it. Seeing is believing. And this is where the bots come back in.
To spread the deepfake.
Yes. Someone might create a very convincing deepfake video. Then bot networks, these armies of automated accounts, can blast it across the internet. Social media, messaging apps, everywhere.
So they amplify it massively.
Exponentially. Way faster than humans could. They can make fake content go viral before fact checkers even catch up.
So you have this really convincing fake spread incredibly fast and wide by bots.
It's a dangerous mix.
Yeah.
And the result, it gets really hard to know what's real online. People start losing trust, even in genuine information. Some call it a crisis of trust.
The crisis of trust. That sounds serious.
It is, because if you can't trust what you see or hear, how do you make informed decisions? It can even lead to people denying real events because they think everything could be fake.
Wow. Okay, beyond spreading lies, what about, actual crime? Are criminals using this tech?
Oh, definitely. This is moving into direct harm, territory scams, fraud, security breaches.
You mentioned a case, something about a lot of money.
Yes, there was a really worrying example. A company worker in Hong Kong. They got tricked into transferring $25 million.
$25 million. How?
The criminals used deepfake technology in a video call. They made it look and sound like the worker was talking to their senior boss and other executives.
So the worker thought the call was real.
Completely. They trusted who they thought they were seeing and hearing. It shows how these fakes can get past our usual checks.
That's terrifying. Are there other criminal uses?
Well, there's concern about security systems. Things like facial recognition or voice ID. Could a good deepfake fool those? Maybe.
Right, if it can perfectly copy someone's voice or face.
It's a potential risk they're working on. And again, bots play a role here too. They can create thousands of fake online profiles to make scams seem more legitimate, or to send out phishing messages on a huge scale.
Okay, so lots of negative uses.
Yeah.
But is the technology always used for bad things? Are there good uses too?
That's a really important point. Yes, absolutely. The technology itself is just a tool. It can be used for incredibly positive things.
Like what? What are some examples?
Well, think about medicine or helping people. If someone loses their voice, maybe through illness,
Yeah.
this kind of AI, similar to deepfakes, can sometimes recreate their voice. If they have old recordings, the AI can learn their voice patterns and create a synthetic voice that sounds like them.
Wow, so they can communicate sounding like themselves again.
Exactly. It can make a huge difference to someone's life. That's a really powerful, positive use.
That is amazing. What else?
Then there's art and education. Remember the historical figures idea? There was a project with the artist Salvador Dali.
The painter.
Yes. They used AI to create a version of him that could interact with people visiting a museum. It brings history and art to life in a totally new way.
Making it more engaging, I guess.
For sure. And think about getting important messages out. There was that campaign with David Beckham.
The footballer.
Yeah. He appeared in a video speaking about malaria, but using AI, his voice was cloned, and the video was altered, so he seemed to be speaking fluently in 9 different languages.
So the message reached way more people.
Instantly.
Hmm.
In their own language.
Right.
Without needing him to actually learn and record all those languages, it shows how this tech can be used for global communication for good causes.
So the same tech that tricks people can also help people connect and learn.
Precisely. It really depends on who is using it and why. The challenge is managing the bad uses while allowing the good ones.
Okay, so if these deepfakes are getting so realistic, how do we even spot them? Is it getting harder?
It is getting harder, definitely. The technology improves all the time, but there's a lot of work going into detecting them too.
How does detection work? Is it like AI fighting AI?
That's a good way to put it, actually, yes.
Yeah.
Researchers are building AI tools specifically designed to find the fakes.
How? What do they look for?
They look for tiny clues, things the human eye might miss, maybe slight inconsistencies in lighting or unnatural blinking, or weird artifacts in the audio or video that the deepfake creation process leaves behind.
So it's like a digital detective.
Kind of, but it's an ongoing race.
Yeah.
As the detectors get better, the creators try to make fakes that fool the detectors. It keeps evolving.
So technology is one part of the answer, but probably not the whole answer.
No, definitely not. Technology alone won't solve it. Something else that's incredibly important is what we call media literacy.
Media literacy, what does that mean for, the average person online? For you listening?
It means learning how to think critically about the information, the media you see online, developing some good habits.
Like what kind of habits?
Well, like asking, where did this video or image come from? Is the source trustworthy? Looking closely at the content itself, does anything seem off? Strange movements, weird shadows, audio not quite matching.
So being a bit skeptical.
A healthy skepticism, yeah. And knowing that there are fact-checking websites you can use. If something feels suspicious, maybe check if other reliable sources are reporting the same thing. It's about empowering yourself to question what you see.
That makes sense. Equip people with the skills. What about laws? Are governments trying to regulate this stuff?
They are trying, yes. Around the world, governments are starting to look at laws for deepfakes. But it's tricky.
Why is it so tricky?
Well, the technology changes so fast, laws can quickly become outdated. And there's a difficult balance to strike.
A balance between what?
Between stopping the harmful uses like non-consensual fake images or political disinformation, and not accidentally stopping the good uses we talked about, or infringing on things like free speech or satire.
Right. You don't want to ban the tech if it helps someone speak again, or is used for art.
Exactly. So some places are making specific laws, like against creating fake intimate images without consent. Others are looking at broader digital identity rights. But it's complex, and there's no global agreement yet.
Okay, so looking ahead then, what's the future look like with this technology? Is it just going to get more widespread?
All signs point to yes. We'll likely see more deepfakes, and they'll probably get even more convincing. The sheer amount of fake or manipulated content could become well, overwhelming.
Making it harder to know what's real.
That seems to be the biggest challenge ahead, this idea of authenticity online. Can you trust that the person you're interacting with is real? Is the video you just saw genuine? Some people talk about moving into a kind of synthetic reality.
Aesthetic reality.
Yeah. And maybe the toughest part isn't just the technology itself or the laws. It might be more about us, about society. How do we adapt? How do we learn to navigate this world where seeing isn't always believing? How do we rebuild trust?
Those are big questions.
They really are. It's about learning to live in this new digital environment.
Okay, so let's try to sum this up. Deepfakes and bots. They're powerful AI tools, definitely here to stay.
Right. And they have this dual nature potential for real good, but also significant potential for harm, for deception and crime.
So understanding them, knowing what they are and how they work, isn't just for tech experts anymore. It's important for all of us. For you.
It really challenges how we interact with information online. It means we need to be more careful, more critical.
So the key takeaway for you, our listener, is probably be aware, think critically about the videos, the audio, the accounts you encounter online. Don't just automatically accept everything you see.
It's a landscape that's changing, and we're all learning how to navigate it safely.
Well, thank you for joining us today on the Quick Speak English podcast to talk through deepfakes and bots.
Yes, thanks for listening. It's a complex topic, but hopefully this discussion was helpful.
We really hope so. If you found this useful, please consider subscribing to the podcast for more discussions like this.
And don't forget to check out our website. You can find the link in the description.
That's right. On the website, we'll have more resources to help your English learning, including vocabulary, words, and some exercises based on today's podcast.
Great way to practice.
Definitely. Keep thinking critically, stay safe online, and thanks again for tuning in.